cool world.
And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Today in Millennia podcast. I'm going to adjust my seat as per usual, probably 60 times. As you know, the most important podcast on the planet. I am your most grateful host, Nicholas Pierre, and I am joined across and to my left. Not our Iranian princess, that would be nice to have in this week, but our very own, the great and powerful, the wonderful Miss Maheen Sabani. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm super excited for today's show. Lots of interesting topics to go over. Lots of maybe possible arguing, but you know.
Big
whatever.
stuff happening. I've changed my tune a bit, so I don't know if
Okay.
we'll argue too much. I'm thinking hard about it, so we'll see. Now, the number one draft pick for the 2020 World War III draft, hailing all the way from, you already know, the great city of Union City, New Jersey, via Brentwood, New York, via Puerto La Playa, Puerto Rico, Alexio Hammerfist Rivera. Welcome, sir.
Hello, hello.
Number one draft pick. They already called me. They said, yo, we need that guy. Like, whatever that guy is on your podcast, we need that guy to fight for us because it's going to get crazy over here. Yeah.
So funny.
It's going to get crazy. How was everyone's week?
Great.
Wonderful?
Really
Yeah.
good so far, really good.
Good, good. Mine too. I'm glad the holidays are over.
I feel like there's so much time in between our podcasts now.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could do more.
We probably could do more. And maybe we will. Maybe we'll change it to twice weekly. Get to that 100 number.
Yeah.
25 weeks or whatever, 50 weeks, yeah, 1 year. All right, but regardless of that, so we have a very special episode for you. We've been away from the politics a bit, but we're going to have to get back to it because it's going down.
It is. It's
It's
actually
going
happening.
down. It's
Things are
actually happening. And so I think without further ado, first topic, Alexia?
As
first segment?
First segment, in my opinion, like we normally start. Kind of want to break down what's happening in Iran real quick. Just a quick synopsis. There was a attack on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, orchestrated by Soleimani, Qasim Soleimani.
That's his first name.
Qasim Soleimani.
Oh, his first name is
Yeah.
Qasim. That's
Soleimani almost sounds like an Italian name.
Yeah,
Soleimani.
Qasim Soleimani.
Yeah, I can picture him with like a salami sandwich.
Like Qasim G, basically.
Yeah.
Same name as Qasim G. Qasim G is a comedian.
But yeah, we digress. He orchestrated an attack where one American died and multiple people were injured. And after years of this happening and him orchestrating attacks and, you know, how he's been affecting world politics with the different organizations he's tied to, we blew him up. You know, he was in a plane, right? He was in an airport. He was in a plane.
Airport, yeah.
And
And they knew he was going to be there, right? It was pre-planned. I think you told me about it, and then I reheard it on Rogan. It was a PowerPoint presentation, right?
Yeah. They said, hey, you know, this is the guy who did it. You know, this is what he's been doing. He's a really bad guy, and yeah, he's a really bad guy. And they gave him like 5 different options of how to proceed.
I heard the last one, the first one?
First option was that we could bomb him, and then he was just like, yeah, I don't even hear the rest one. You can just bomb him.
Oh my god, that's crazy that he could just make that call. I guess they have to
crazy
okay
that
it.
Donald Trump could do that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that is what kind of caused me to change my tune. Because you guys know how I think about Trump. I try to remove him as a person from it and just look at it as our president. And what is our president allowed to do? What should he do? But yeah, when you put Donald Trump back in that equation, it's a little terrifying that he makes that call to send those missiles. Like when does it stop? I mean, what if he takes it too far? And it's also crazy that Twitter can start World War III right now. Like, you can tweet and World War III may break out. Alexio may be running across to Iran in no time thanks to that fucking introduction.
What's the cartoon, the yellow cartoon, the Tweety Bird? Yeah.
That's what I call it tweet. I call it Twitter.
That's what I imagine.
Twitter, Twitter. I say tweeter because I used to try to make fun of all of them. So I used to say tweeter, face chat, Snapstagram, instant chat, all that stuff. And now I'm kind of stuck saying it, but I think it sounds funny, tweeter. But like his tweets can literally just like, what if he threatens them and then they shoot a bomb over here and then we have to nuke them now everybody's in dust because fucking Donald Trump's tweeting?
Literally. But what's funny is that you were talking about how I guess guess Qasem Soleimani years ago in a tweet said something about Donald Trump, like
I actually found
like, yo, you a POS kind of thing?
something
no. So he wrote sanctions are coming here. And that was towards Iran. And then he sent this one, and this is all in like font for
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
so this is all Game of
And he
Thrones
said,
stuff.
"I will stand against you." And you know that Trump doesn't fucking forget things.
Nah,
he was
Trump
just like,
won't forget.
"Oh, that's the guy who tweeted me."
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, go with that first one.
Bomb him. Let's
Bomb
go with. I don't
Take
even
him
know.
out. I'm gonna
He's like, well, these
bomb him.
other options are non-lethal. Bomb him.
Bomb them. Take them out. Now, the reason I said I changed my tune a bit is because at first I was all for it, and I am all for. Like, listen, guys, we all know eye for an eye was the greatest form of rule that was ever invented. Like, that is the fairest way. We had to eliminate it because, like, when you rape somebody, what are you gonna do? Publicly rape him in his head? Like, that's weird, you know what I mean? So we had to, like, that's barbaric. But for me, eye for an eye is always my number one option. And when you are killing Americans, you deserve to die.
I so disagree. Eye for an eye leaves the world blind is the quote.
Right, that's why they got away from it. But
Right.
it is the fairest option.
It's I don't know.
It's fair.
I don't think so. Because it's that retaliation game that we're playing.
Right, when
now.
does it stop, right?
When does it stop? It
Well,
stops when everyone's
What
dead.
I think is that, yeah, but I think that, like, at some point, no, it doesn't, because you have to, like, Iran doesn't have the opportunity to take any more eyes. They took an eye, we took one back. You don't eye for eye for eye. That's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Iran should stop, set, and negotiate. That's what they should be doing. If they're smart.
Yeah, because then
If they know what's good for them, eye for an eye. Both eyes have been taken. You took a life, we took a life. Now we need to negotiate. If you try to take another eye, we're going to take another eye.
Yeah.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world, because in a perfect world, there would be some person, very progressive, maybe now say a dude, but some person.
PC, baby.
Yeah, PC.
Crazy.
PC over here today, millennium.
Some
don't forget it.
person would say, okay, you know, Alexio poked out Nick's eye, Nick just poke out his eye, and you guys can shake hands and walk away. But really, it would be me poking out your eye, and I would say, "You fuck you, you're not taking my eye."
Yeah.
And then you would
Now I have
fight
to,
me,
like,
and then-
figure
yeah.
out a way to, like, kill you from behind. 'Cause I can't take your eye the fair way, right? And
Yeah,
it gets out of
exactly.
hand. No, I understand why we got rid of it. But what I'm saying is, on paper, it's the fairest way. You take my toy, I take yours. Like, that's the fairest way. Even as children, we understand that. You did to me, I do back to you. Now, what I think is when things like this happen, especially in 2020, where warfare is a lot different, and
Yeah.
we can continue to just send lifeless items over there that can kill lives,
Yeah.
it's not where you have to put boots on the ground anymore and really get after it. It's a little bit different to the point where we can't just keep going, because it just ends in nuclear warfare.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like World War II ended in nuclear warfare because we invented it during the war and, like, really didn't understand, like, I don't know what we're gonna do to these jets, but we gotta do something. And they dropped this thing, and then bam, you start reading books. I remember I read a book about 1,000 Cranes or something it was called. It was about a
Yeah.
girl. You've read it?
Yeah.
And it was the Smart Kid book, just in case anybody wanted to know. I'm not a good reader now, but I guess back then I was. It was with the smarter kids. The dumber kids read other
I
books.
did. I read it in enrichment, actually.
Enrichment.
Yeah,
Yep, you had to be a little bit advanced to read that book.
I did not read that.
Actually, I did not read that book. I didn't deserve to read that book. Let me put it that way. I was really good at making the paper cranes, though. That's what they entrusted me with. So, like, we had to make like a project. But anyways, I'm getting out ahead of myself. But if you read that book, you read it. That's great. That girl is suffering from cancer. She was dying from cancer due to radiation. I think 10 years or 20 years after it happened. So, like, we understand now the devastation that these nukes can pull. I would be down if Iran was like, yo, we want to shoot the fair one, but just no nukes. All right, cool. Let's do it then. Let's fucking do it. Put
That's
boots on the
kind of
ground.
there's
But they're never gonna do
rules
that.
now. There's rules in place now, warfare rules, international rules that say, hey, if you're at war, these are the things you can't.
Right,
do.
but a lot of those
Chemical
are
warfare.
inside of NATO, the NATO agreement,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
the Middle East is not involved in. And they don't
But
give a
there's
fuck.
no
And neither is
chemical
Asia.
stuff,
Any of
they don't-
Asia. And Middle East
they
is
don't have
considered
nuclear,
Asia.
It is
they don't
Asia.
have nuclear capabilities currently.
Who, Iran doesn't?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. So we should hold ours back. It shouldn't even be an option, right? Eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even be an option.
If it
But we
does
will continue
escalate
with
to
drone
war-
strikes if you continue. Like, what are you not understanding? This is America. Like, we didn't get, like, you can't just spend the last 4 years bitching about our overly used military spending and then be like, yeah, but Iran, they're upset. Like, yeah, they're upset at the wrong people, dude. Like, the wrong people. That's how I am as an American. I know it's douchey and patriotic is the actual word for it, but it sounds douchey these days in 2020 to just be like, hey, one American life means that we have the right to take somebody else's. But I mean, I don't know. It's just, it comes back like the 9/11 thing, right? Like, we could have done nothing. You know, it did cost a lot of American lives. But if we did nothing, what could have happened after that? Because if you get away with one building going down, 2 buildings going down, you're gonna keep trying. I would assume. I would keep trying.
The thing is that, and then you're bringing up 9/11, and just to like bring this up again, you know, as a Muslim growing up in 7th, 8th grade when that happened. Like, yes, maybe nuclear warfare won't come out of this, but Americans, me as an American in 7th grade, feeling like I'm gonna be threatened or whatever, like, I hated that shit. I hate not being able to feel comfortable in my own home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fear then becomes, you know, when it's a religious holiday, when it's Eid, I shit you not, every year, you know, when my family goes to go pray for Eid, and it's the only time my family goes to the mosque, but every year I'm like, I hope nobody bombs the mosque.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have to feel that way, and then with all of this happening, I mean, it's just more of an alert.
And I agree, and I always say on this podcast, I have a lot of Muslim friends, and they're all great people. Like, I haven't really met one that's bad. You guys kind of suck at following your own religion, but that's a whole different point. But other than that, I really haven't met anyone who I thought was a bad person. Honestly, they're great people, to be honest with you. I've met much worse Christians, that's for damn sure. But I will say that to play devil's advocate, if America, if there were Americans, right, that were that decided to do an atrocity, commit an atrocity like that over in Iraq, no one would feel bad for me and Alexio and you and all the other Americans that took all the heat because some idiots in our country decided to do something bad. Nobody would feel bad for America. They never do. But when it comes the opposite way, it's like you got to look the same way America would look. What is wrong? We need a new word for what these people are, because they're claiming Muslim. I know you're very upset. Like, I get it. Like, that's crazy to be terrified that people are going to ridicule you and blah blah blah. We should turn that finger and point it also at ISIS. Point it also at these people who are decimating and degrading your religion in the name of it and causing people to uproar.
Literally brainwashing.
There's no separate. It's hard to separate. Yeah. You know, when you're a young American and your father just died. He just died. And they said, we believe in Islam, we believe in Allah, and Allah told us to kill your father, and you guys suck over here in the West. What are you going to think?
Right, of course.
You know, you got to kind of play empathy to both sides. I think we need a new word, and Islamic fundamentalist is not a good one. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. That means fundamentally in Islam.
Right.
Like that doesn't even, that's a terrible word. Extremist, Islamic extremist. A religious extremist is what I would like to call it.
Sure.
I'd like to call it religious extremist because you know how I feel about religion. It's just psychotic shit. It's fucking hocus pocus. I mean, give me a fucking break. Hate to break it to you, my fellow listeners, but I think when you die, it's the same thing as going to sleep without dreaming. Sorry, sad as that might sound, but that's what I feel like.
Except you don't wake up.
Except you don't wake up. That's it. You just don't wake up. Nothing happens. You've been knocked out cold. But that's, if we look at it in a very simple form, right? These are just beliefs. It's just like people who believe the Earth's flat. Just like people who believe that, you know, fucking whatever they believe.
Yeah, but those people are just wrong.
Yeah, I know, but you could be just wrong. I could be just wrong. We could all be just wrong.
Why they would believe in the Earth is flat is because it's their belief.
It's belief.
You know what I mean?
It's
yeah,
all
it's
belief.
not based off of
facts,
yeah.
Right? And when things aren't based off of facts, that's why I think we should just call it religious extremists. Religious extremists bombed an embassy, and Trump attacked religious extremists, not the Iranian military leader. Because to me, he shouldn't be, because that groups him in with Iranians. Makes me want to hate Iran.
Right.
Oh, you're Iranian? I can't trust you.
Right.
Because you called him an Iranian.
That's the exact issue.
And the real big problem now is them up in arms, claiming him, claiming the fuck out of him. They love them. I get it, you know. I made a joke this morning. I was like, there was another guy. I can't remember his name. I go to Alexia. I'm like, all his people loved him, but he was psychotic. But he was really good to his people. He killed a lot. Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. That was the guy. That was him, you know. And I was kidding, but it's the same situation. Like, I get it. Like, when you are good to your people, you can kind of be the biggest piece of shit in the world, and your people will run through walls for you. You only have to be good. It's like, you know, the old Charles Manson idea. He was good to that group of people, so good to them that they looked at him as a god, so he could convince them to commit atrocities. And that's kind of what's going on in Iran. They're brainwashed by a guy who was good to them.
Right.
I just want an update on what's happening as of an hour ago.
Oh yeah, quick update here.
As of an hour ago, They shot 3 missiles to American bases in Iraq.
No confirmed
kills. But the Pentagon did confirm it was Iranian military, and the Iranian government did say it was them. They called it Soleimani Martyr Mission. So only time is gonna tell. This is my opinion. Is that only time is gonna tell whether or not killing this guy was a good move. The fact that he's dead makes the world a better place, but whether or not this is gonna make it so that way Maheen can't go to
Dubai. I was literally planning a trip with my cousin. I'm mad about
it. It makes it so that way, Americans are more.
Isn't that crazy? You're a Muslim. You're as close to them. You should be. God, right? It's all about God. But you can't go to Dubai unless you're American.
No.
Piece of shit, American.
So,
fucking asshole.
I mean, they're telling people to just come back home.
Yeah. Because who knows what's gonna happen.
So.
You know, and what I'm hoping with this thing that just happened, like literally an hour ago, is it sounds like it missed, and it's 2020. People don't miss, really. So I'm hoping that it is what it is. It's a martyr mission. Well, we got to show up for our people. They're calling for your head, Trump, and we can't give them your head. So let's just shoot a couple things that maybe, hopefully doesn't kill anybody, but sends a message that, hey, we back our people, and we're here for you. Now, but my point becomes, if we had a guy like that in the States here, and he was killed, and we claimed him like that, and we backed him, I mean, the whole world would be calling America the worst country ever. How are you going to claim a terrorist like that? How are you going to claim a man? How are you going to be upset that a man like that died? But when it happens in Iran, it's for some reason we're the piece of shit. That's why I'm big on Tulsi and this isolationism. I think that we've spent the last 50 to 60 years becoming everybody's friend, and now they hate us. It's like we're the cool kid that nobody can be, and they don't like us anymore for it. I think we got to back up and kind of show them what it's like when Big Daddy ain't there to save you all the time. Like, honestly, when Big Brother's not there to come and save you all the time, you'll see how much you actually hated us. And isolate ourselves, and don't send bombs at Salami. Let pieces of shit like that, whatever the fuck his name is, Pepperoni, who gives a shit? Don't send bombs at Pepperoni. Just let him do what he's doing over there, but pull our guys. That's it. You want to bomb the embassy? No more embassy. No more embassy. It's over. Americans don't go to Iran anymore. We're done with Iran. How about that? You like that? See how much they like that.
We would want our military base there. That's what keeps us safe around the world.
Right, but if we start to pull them piece by piece by piece by piece and isolate, I get it. We have to be in these areas to make sure they don't grow these groups. But why do we have to do that? What's wrong with these countries? Why are they growing these groups? What is wrong with them?
Well, I mean, you can make a case that we destabilize a lot of these areas.
Right. So maybe if we just pull away. Just listen, Big Brother ain't here for you no more. No more money, no more help, no more aid, no more military. It's over.
It's resources. We're not getting out of there.
And honestly,
do it all for business.
It would take years and years and years.
No, I know, but it took 60 years to get us here. I'm saying maybe for the next 60 years, we got to slowly but surely pull ourselves back. I don't see England saving the fucking world, the planet. Do you? I don't. They're not involved in any of this shit, and we backed them up in every goddamn war they ever got us involved in. And then where are they? Where is England? They should be bitching and up in arms. That's my problem, is we're always there to help, and we're always there to be guilty, and we're always there to take blame. But nobody is ever there. We're just so big that everyone's like, they're so big, they're so powerful, they're so strong. Fuck them, they don't need any help. You know, it's like the noisy wheel gets the help, but it gets the oil. We don't make any noise because we don't need any oil. You know, and it's like we don't get anything.
Now we're in another war.
Kinda. Nobody's declared it.
No one's declared, but with these missile strikes,
it's gonna start. A declaration's gonna start. It's so weird.
One thing that Trump said on his tweets that really made me want to back up from kind of saying like, yeah, I mean, he's the president. You can kill him if he wants. You know, he made a move.
Which is what I came to say at first,
but I feel like what he said here in his tweets is like un-American, and just the way that he's talking about this. And if you read this tweet over here,
which one am I reading? The second one.
Well, it starts. All right,
let this serve as a warning that if Iran strikes any Americans or American assets, we have targeted 52 Iranian sites representing 52 American hostages taken by them many years ago. Some at very high level. I've read this, and important to Iran and the Iranian culture, and your English fucking sucks. How are you, our president?
So he's talking about Iranian culture centers, right? And that's what they clarified. He's like talking about Iranian culture centers, and that's something that's illegal. You're not allowed to target, and that's something that terrorists would do.
Right.
You know, is target our culture center, our hospitals, our churches, our
you're
shit
right.
like
That is fucking.
and that's kind of fucked up. And maybe this was like an emotional text.
It is. It's all emotion.
Yeah,
He's an
it's all
egomaniac.
emotion.
It's like I can't
Yeah,
believe
exactly.
anything this guy even says because I don't think he understands. I think like if they laid it out in front of him, like like when this thing hits, we're only gonna kill like women and children. A couple. He's probably like, oh, don't do that. Then just hit the base. Like we want to kill
sure,
men
yeah.
with
The thing is,
guns.
and you said this earlier, it's a game of checkers versus a game of chess. Like I don't think he's thinking about what he's doing in any move.
Or he's fucking 10 million steps ahead.
Yeah, that's what I would hope, is that he's 10 million steps
Maybe,
ahead,
maybe.
and I can't see the end game,
Yeah.
but it kind of seems like a retarded move.
I'll tell you what it's not. This is why I hate the libtards of this world. And you even were a little on board of it, and I haven't heard you mention a word of it again.
What was that?
Was that the libtards were trying to say that this was to get reelected because that tweet that he sent to
I said
Obama.
that earlier,
Like,
yeah.
dude, if anything, this is going to get him not reelected. Like, I'm questioning him a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I think a
mean,
lot of
that's-
pro-Trumpers are questioning it a bit. Like, none of these moves, guys, is made to get himself reelected. He is so full of him. I need you guys to understand. I'm talking to the listeners, not you guys. What kind of person we're dealing with? We are dealing with a guy who never thinks he does it. There's no way in his mind he's gonna lose. He doesn't need to do anything to win. He just, I won. I'm Donald fucking Trump. I'm gonna go for 16 years. They're probably gonna make a new law for me. That's what he's thinking in his head. I mean, and I don't think there's anyone in his campaign trail that's like, hey, bomb Iran. I don't think we got the numbers right now. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
So he bombed Iran because he's a warmonger kind of guy. You know what's sad in this country too? We used to have a war party and we used to have a non-war party. The Democrats used to be known as all we have is warmongering parties. Like we have no
both of them are.
yeah, they're both. The Democrats are just as bad. They're
started
worse honestly because they
Bush
hide behind
started
their
it, Obama
social
started
justice.
it, they all-
Yeah, Obama's a
And now
warmonger,
Trump.
dude.
I didn't think he was gonna. I was hoping that he'd get through his whole first term without that, but
And that's what I mean. I think this is detrimental to him as people start to wake up. It's not good for him.
I also feel like it's just again it's what's been happening with our country and the decisions our presidents have been making, and so it's just like hey, this is normal now. This
Yeah.
is what has to happen.
I honestly think there is an issue with terrorism, and there is an issue with what are we calling it now? Religious extremism.
Sure.
There's
Yeah,
an
let's
issue
do that.
in the world, and what's happening is that we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We figured out how to stomp out communism. That was the last war. Now we're having a war on religious activism, and we have to figure out a way to stomp it out. But we'll keep you posted. Hopefully we don't end up in World War III. I just got the double fingers, which is a new move here. So we're gonna move on to our next topic because I think we beat this one up. But and this is a great topic. But yeah, we'll keep you posted because I don't think we're entering World War III. That's my opinion.
definitely not World War III.
No, that's
but just
extreme.
maybe just a whole new war.
I'll tell you why it won't be World War III because our allies are all pussy and they won't help us. But whatever. So it's not gonna be a world war. It's gonna be America versus the Middle East. The entirety of Asia.
Well,
We're gonna have to
Iraq
take on.
is- Iraq
China's
is
gonna
gonna
jump
take
in, and we're gonna have to fight everybody.
Well, China's
Hopefully
not the
not.
Muslims, as we've talked about.
Right, that may buy us some time. But, we'll keep you posted on it, of course. But that's our opinion on it. If you disagree, send something in, let us
Let
know.
us know.
If you have any new information on it, too, send it on in.
And hey, my British family, if you are listening, let us know what you feel about
Yeah,
it.
what do you feel about it over in England? You and your fucking queens and shit. What do you think about it? You and your fucking kid fucking
How many
prince.
queens are there? That's just one.
Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. All your
Oh,
kid
man.
fucking princes you got out there. You fuckers. Alright, so introduce the next topic because you know how I
alright,
am with
so
drinking shit.
the
I'm
next-
sorry, I've never done this during an episode, but I don't want to get up. I'm sorry, guys.
So our next topic is going to be Ricky Gervais's monologue at the
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes.
Yes.
And one of my favorite things that he said, where did it go? Damn.
Was it the come up
All right,
here?
so yeah, I mean, so if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spend less time in school than Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg, that's hilarious.
That's so funny. And
I mean-
in my opinion, he's just talking. You could tell that the world is moving further and further away from this PC culture. Now it's starting to balance out, I think, where it's just like getting away from extreme cancel culture and starting to shake up these corporate companies and these celebrities and letting them know, hey man, you don't fucking
You're not
control
holding
the way
them
I
down.
think.
Right.
You know, I don't care that you get offended by this one thing. You know, I'm just living my life over here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he called it out. He said, you know, if you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, unbelievable, Apple, Amazon, Disney, if ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? I died when I read that.
So funny. So true though. They
Yeah.
probably would. Like, listen, the Asian would be like, listen, I don't think a lot of people know this is ISIS streaming service, but listen, this is the next big thing, dude. You gotta take this movie, bro. It's fucking Spielberg. You gotta take it. No, we'll fucking take it. And what I loved about it, first of all, Ricky Gervais, you're a fucking goat. You're the goat for that. Like, you just cemented yourself as a legend. Because to not give that much of a fuck, Ricky Gervais really has never given a fuck. But to not give that much of a fuck, I don't even know if I could have done. I mean, I would have been a little bit. He was up there talking to people, and I was breaking this down to Alexio, and it's like I got this overwhelming feeling when I was watching it that these people all got in their limos, they put on their tuxes, and they came out to what is basically a T-ball awards ceremony. I haven't done an awards ceremony. We do one here at work, and it's silly nonetheless. You know, it's silly. Awards are silly. They're just for recognition and they're
it's
fun.
once a year.
It's once a year. They're silly. But these people, when they put them tuxes on, they're like, this is everyone's world.
10 a year.
This is our world. These people are lucky to even watch this on TV. I can't wait to see if I win. They're taking it so seriously, and they showed up. And they had Ricky Gervais stand up there and basically tell them, this is the silliest bunch of nonsense ever.
Right.
You're useless. I said to Alexio today, take any subgroup, and you know, I was saying, any subgroup in the whole world, remove them from the world, and big problems will happen. Take away all the electricians. I mean, I made the funny, you know, analogy of just take away all the Mexicans, then we're fucked here in this country. But if you take away all the electricians,
Truck drivers.
there's a problem. Truck drivers, there's a problem. Plumbers, there's a problem. Actors, there's no problem. Take away all the actors and directors, wipe them off the face of the planet tomorrow, tell me if your life's any different.
Right, and what's so funny is that if you're watching the video, if you've seen the video, right, like he starts just as intensely as he ended, right?
Yeah, and he was not. Yeah, he was on it.
Right, and
With his
you
bruiser,
still hear people
and he was
laughing.
pounding that bruiser after big ones, which was awesome because it's like you could tell he's like, I gotta get through this fucking stupid thing, and he's just putting it down.
But again, like people, maybe they just came in because it's that days of, oh, we're at an award show, let me just laugh because that's what I'm supposed to do because he has the monologue,
Yes,
and then you hear the
that's
laughing.
better example.
And
Yes.
then you hear the laughing kind of quiet out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's a better example. It was like they came in and were like, this is gonna be such a great time. We're so great. Look how wonderful we are. And then Ricky Gervais just brought them all down to earth, like in 20 minutes or 15-minute monologue. He brought them down to earth, and when you looked in their eyes, like you could see. The guys who were living on Earth, you can see they're a little different, but the guys who were in outer space, you know, the Tim Cooks of the world, like that guy, he was shook to his core. He could not believe that right to his face.
He's nervous.
He was going to tell everybody that I have sweat. Like he said, he's almost like had this face. I'm like, why would you tell people that?
It was before he even started saying it. He like got nervous and it was like,
He's
know.
like, please don't say it.
it's
Please
about
don't
to
say it.
happen."
I don't think anybody knows. I didn't know Apple used sweatshops. I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Oh,
I
no.
thought they were like the holier than thou company because that's how they talk, which was Ricky Gervais's exact point.
Did you know that they have nets around their windows so that to prevent people from killing themselves?
Wow.
Because that was such a big problem. Their workers would kill themselves.
Wait, what? Their sweatshop workers would kill themselves. So
Jump out of windows.
Because not you live in that factory, you work in that factory.
How
You
is
don't
that
leave
allowed?
fuck-
How is that allowed
China,
for an
bro.
American? Yeah, I get the Chinese don't care about their people, but don't we care about people?
I
We
mean, that's
care
the
more about
point.
phones, boy.
That's the point.
Oh
Damn.
boy, like what the fuck, dude? I
It's
just
not even an iPhone.
that
That's
kind
true.
dude, and like
I'm
yo,
pretty sure it's made in China.
you know what? But you know how I feel about things. It's like China needs to step up, be better for their people. We're just taking like these are guys like
Yeah,
I'm a
it's
business
just
guy
the laws
too.
that
It's
are
like
there
we're
in
just
place.
taking advantage of laws that are legal.
For sure.
But I think if you're running a sweatshop and people are killing themselves, why don't you just make your sweatshop 12 hours instead of 16? You know, like why don't you just be the cool sweatshop? Like you would think Apple would have the coolest sweatshop on the block.
Or
you
enough
know?
money to be able to handle that little bit of a dip,
Just-
right?
I mean, yeah, like it's like saving so much money sending it over there anyways that like why don't you just save a little bit less, cut their hours from 16 to 12,
Yeah.
let them go home,
Yeah.
and just be the cool sweatshop. Like don't be the shitty one. Why do you have to push the law to its absolute max? That's what I don't like. But I love seeing it. You know, put these freaking actors' feet to the fire. What do they do? I love movies as much as the next guy. I remember, you know, what's funny is. Joel, who does our song, Jay Rio, who does our intro song.
Shout out to Jay Rio.
Shout out to Jay
Shout
Rio,
out.
Mr. Cool World on Instagram. That's with two V's, not a W. And he goes, yeah, but don't wipe all music out. And I was like, that's a great point. Music and movies are not the same. Music is part of your soul. It's necessary.
Sure.
If you didn't hear beats and sounds and harmonies, try to go 6 months without listening to a single harmony. I mean, it'd be impossible because they just happen naturally. People tapping the table. Music is a part of a person, I believe. It's like a part of people. That's why, like, Native Americans didn't have fucking movies, but they had music. Everyone's always had music. So musicians are way different. They're a talent that if you did remove them all from the planet, we would feel that effect.
For sure.
But these fucking actors, you wouldn't, dude. We have enough movies back archived. I could probably watch movies for the next 10 years without them ever making a new one and still be watching new movies.
Yeah.
We don't need you, dude.
Right.
Like, Leo, you're cool, but we don't need you. I don't need you. You don't pay my fucking bills, and you don't even do anything for
Music
anyone.
is different. You're right.
Music
Yeah.
is much different, yeah. Music, what we're doing here, radio, late night television, the news, this is all entertainment that's a little bit more important. Sitcoms and fiction films are not important. And for a whole bunch of people to sit in that room like they're holier than thou, and at least half of them's fucking acceptance speech got wrecked right then and there.
For sure.
Because
yeah.
who wanted to
They're
be
like,
the
I'm
one
gonna
to
take out this
blatantly,
whole
yeah.
section.
Who wants to be the one to blatantly not listen to the guy? Everybody's laughing like, man, you're fucking right, dude. And then you're gonna be the one who goes up there and just does it anyway.
Yeah.
How
Did
much
you hear
time-
anything political?
How much time do you think was taken off of the show from?
Sorry again.
From them having to take off their parts of their
Oh my
acceptance
god, well
speech.
I'm sure they didn't have to play that like walk off music and flash the lights to get people off. People
Yeah.
are just like, hurry, let me come up and go.
Yeah, probably like an hour of the show was
No way.
taken out.
That's maybe a lot.
People talk so much.
No, people
They
do.
think their grandma, their gods.
So funny. Literally, that's what he said, right?
Yeah, their agents.
Thank your
and then
agent,
they're-
thank your
then
gods.
They were like, and then fuck Trump and this and that. You know that they were gonna say all that.
Oh yeah, they were all ready
Yeah.
to go. Every one of them was ready to go, and then he just destroyed their speeches. And I just
Yeah.
love that. Ricky Gervais, you're a fucking legend, baby.
Yeah.
Today in Millennial will forever respect you, and you're always welcome here. Even if everybody hates you, you can come here.
So why don't we get into some memes? We're limited on time today, so
Yeah.
okay, so get into some memes. Some of these World War III memes, some of these Iranian memes are
Oh, these are
hilarious.
great.
This is one of my favorite ones, though.
This is my oh my god.
Alright, so it's Trump. He's about to type something on his phone. Yeah, it says, "Hey Siri, how many miles did Iran today?" And it says, "Siri, okay, sending missiles to Iran today." Which is probably like how it
And
happened.
then you
He's so
see him
fucking
and
smart.
going like, oh.
He's like, whoops a daisy. You know what's some of my favorite? Like this, I don't often threaten America, but when I do, what does it say? I take a rocket in the ass, stay crispy, my friends. Okay, so that he just looks like the most interesting man, so they made like a most interesting man one. He looks like a bad dude though, huh?
This is a good
Me,
one.
2020, please be a good year. Third day at 2020, World War III is trending. You know what's so funny is I was talking to one of our administrators, Chrissy, this morning, and she was like, I don't know what to believe. Can you guys please cover this? Cardi B was on her Twitter saying that, why do I have to be part of some war some beef that I didn't even get myself involved in? I'm like, Chrissy, you can't believe what those people are saying. They don't even read the news before they post this shit. Literally, people will post stuff like they know things from just reading someone else's tweet.
Right.
Like they'll be like, oh, it's World War III, oh, it's World War III, and then the tweets just run. It's not like everyone's looking at the news and they're like, oh my god, is this going to turn into World? It's like one guy was like, hey, this could turn into World War III, let's make some memes about it, and everybody else just follows
Meme
suit
culture.
down the line. And then I went off a little this morning because fuck you, Cardi B, you're an American, that's why you're involved. You want to live in this country, you want to be part of it, if we're in war, you're in war too.
But it's so like
Whether
you're
you
right.
agree with it or
it's
not.
so quick for people to
So
just take
quick.
a piece of information and be like, oh my gosh, like
It's not even information, it's a tweeter. It's not an information, it's not an article. It's a twit.
so funny.
It's a tweet. Look at World War III memes. Iran attacking back and officially starting the war. Ah, crap. That must have been made an hour ago.
Like an hour ago.
Literally, they're
25
already
minutes
on
ago.
it.
One too.
Dude, they're on this shit. Look how
25
good they are.
minutes
Us
ago.
laughing at World War III memes just to see Iran attack us back.
Oh
A little
my
bit nervous
God.
back.
Also 25 minutes ago. So funny.
These meme makers are
Wait a
Oh, they're
minute.
good. They're
on.
fucking good, dude. Some of them suck, and then we make fun of them. We say go back to meme school. You're not gonna get laid like that, but which is I think one of our better jokes.
Do
But
meme guys get laid?
Yeah, that's the whole
sure
thing.
they do.
Like the whole. There's memes about like chicks who are like, it'll be a picture of a chick like fully dressed, and then it'll be like, oh, you make spicy memes, and then she's like leg spread. You know, like
So funny.
that's like the joke. Like it's a panty dropper if you make good spicy memes. So that's why I always say you're not gonna get laid making memes.
Me
like that.
calling myself on immigration before World War III starts.
You know what's so funny? Is we had this ready to go for the old ones, and now we're bombarded with new ones. Me calling immigration on myself before World War III starts. Jesus. You know what some of my favorite ones are? They're not up here, but I love the ones with the like rowdy ass people in a tank, and it's like when Alpha Sigma, when Alpha Sigma Phi gets out to World War III, or they're like, there's like one kid, he comes up and he's like it's supposed to be in a tank. He's in like a truck though, and he looks out the window. He's like, guys, drinking some ice cold beers.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. It's like Alpha Pi or whatever. Sigma F.
That one. Oh,
This
yeah.
one is so funny.
World War III about to start. Feminists, equal rights, equal rights. It fades all the way back to them by the stove. That's so true. A lot of the like my mom is
So
a bitch.
true.
My mom always says that shit, dude. She's like, I think we took it too far, bro. She's like,
Your
I wish I
mom?
was home.
So funny.
She's like, I'm working fucking every day. She's like, we took this shit too far, dude. We should have just stopped with the oven or whatever and just stayed there. Looking easier. Yeah, she's kidding. My mom's mom works
Obviously,
full
yeah.
time, but always has. But she, you know, I'm sure she would like to be just sitting there. You know, she never had that plan. She should have ran with it. You know.
So
My grandfather never pushed that on them. He was like their stepdad though, so they never got taught like meet a man. But I think they knew that. Like my aunt did it. Like, but my mom, like they got taught how to like change tires and shit before they were allowed to drive. Like they all had to do it. They all got kicked out at 18.
Oh my
Girls.
god.
3
Well, I could
girls.
change a tire when I was 16.
Mm.
I could build
Your
a
dad's
shelf when
not
I
a
was
dummy,
16.
yeah. He taught you like the right stuff. But yeah, my grandfather kicked them all out of the house at 18. You're 18. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah.
What's funny is when I was growing up, my parents always said that about like American people. They're like, oh, when you turn 18, you're not leaving the house like the Americans. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I moved out when I was 17.
Isn't that so funny? It's like
I did.
it's so funny. It's like we're always like considered the weakest of people, but our family core structure has never been straight. So we've always been very cut and dry in terms of how family structure and like growing up goes. Like Muslims will look at us, we're soft, you know, we don't know how to work. You know, the Spanish look at us like and almost all Hispanic cultures, they'll keep their babies around forever. You're not going anywhere, my baby. You can stay right here. You know, go get married. The sons, especially, that mom will keep her son around
If
forever.
anything, it's the sons that want to move.
That want to move, but they won't. No, you're not going,
Right,
baby.
so you
You
gotta
stay
keep
with
those
me.
children
Stay with me, mijo. Right? Like, but the Americans, like straight up white America, they're as ruthless as it used to be, as ruthless as it gets. Now, I mean, nobody's got any money to
Yeah,
move
we
out.
can't afford to live on
No
our
one can
own,
afford
so-
it. Yeah, like we're fucked. Just so you know, if you are in our generation, you listen to this. I'm assuming you are. We're
Yeah.
screwed. That's why we make a podcast. You should probably find alternate streams of income, like regular jobs. If they're not coming, benefits they ain't coming either. Social Security won't be there. So start thinking of a new plan if you ever want your kids to move out, or you ever want kids in general.
Kids are a scam. That's a different topic.
Kids are a scam. Whole different topic. I don't know how we got
Kids
here
are
from
not
World
a
War III.
scam. Kids are not a scam.
All right, guys. So I guess we
Alright.
move on to our next segment, which is probably one of my favorite ones, other than the topic that Mahin's going to talk about after, which is Today in Rogan.
All right, beautiful.
I love talking about Joe Rogan's podcast. He always brings up crazy topics, and
Who's it going to? Because I just want to preface it with he's on there with Red Band, and him and Brian Redband started it 10 years ago. Brian Redband actually, I think, owns the company that hosted Death Star Productions.
Yeah.
And Death Squad Productions, something like that. But he does his own podcast. But they started it together years ago, and like Redband's a complete idiot. They used to have an Olive Garden joke. I didn't even know until I watched
I know
the
it
best
says
stuff.
10-year review.
Yeah, 10-year review. The Olive Garden, they
Yeah.
don't even say it, but they had all these like inside jokes. So he had Redband on this week. And it's just them two just talking
guy,
conspiracy, stories, whatever. You know, it's just an old school let it rip podcast.
What a week for this to happen.
Yeah, they had so much to talk about. They're talking about Epstein, they're talking about Trump, Iran. Rogan was saying today, he's like, how crazy would it be if they just cut Trump off Twitter and he went over to like some Gab or some other website?
Right.
Like, how quickly would everyone leave and go right to that service? That would be the number one service.
Yeah, because you still have to follow what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
He was like, we should make a movie where like Jack Dorsey's on some like meditation retreat and he has to come all the way back and everybody's like calling for Donald Trump's head, but he has to make a decision if his whole business is going to get destroyed or just listen to the people. It's like, because the libtards, they don't pay any money. That's the problem. A lot of people who actually spend money and buy things are on the right. A lot of these young liberals, no offense if you're one and you listen to our show and you're a fan of not me, But if you are, you unfortunately fall in the class of people who don't want to get a job. So it's like, don't appease to them if you want to make any money. That's definitely not going to work.
Yeah.
But, all right, go ahead. So Epstein.
Yeah, he was talking about Epstein and this small doc or 60-minute episode on Epstein's death and his apparent suicide.
That's not a 60-minute long episode. That is the show called
60 minutes. Okay. 60 minutes episode.
Yeah. It's
It's
confusing to say. It's hard to say. The show, 60 minutes. Is what we're talking about.
But yeah, they were showing pictures of his neck, picture of his body.
So, avert your eyes if you're watching on YouTube and, you know, you're sensitive.
Sensitive.
True, it's true.
Sensitive.
But yeah, because they're
I just watched a movie about dead kittens. Don't tell me about
They
sensitive.
do show his dead body, so if you don't want to see that, don't
Oh,
watch
they
it.
do? I'd love to see that.
Yeah. But, so first it starts off with them talking about the ridiculous amount
Like 10, right?
of orange jumpsuits they gave him. Like,
Why is there so much blood on the floor, too?
strange.
You don't bleed
Where do you
that
see
much
blood?
from hanging. What is that liquid on the ground?
No.
This?
That's a slipper.
No, under the bed. There's a misshaped form coming out from under the
That's a
bed.
This
bag.
thing here, it looks like a bag.
A bag? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's like 10, if you're listening at home, there's 10 jumpsuits. 10 orange jumpsuits in a man who tried to kill himself south.
Oh, single man. One man.
One
One
man.
dude.
Does that make any sense?
No sense.
Like, if you're not asking for this guy to murk himself, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Keep going. So here's another one. So the neck. The marks on the neck. First of all, he was clearly strangled with something
Right.
string-like.
Right.
But they're trying to say, like, the point in which I think the guy on the left is someone who died by hanging, and the guy on the right is Epstein. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's
No,
the same
opposite.
figure.
Oh, same as his.
Same
his,
human.
that's
Oh,
the
front and back.
of his
Okay,
neck,
front and back,
and
I'm
that's
sorry.
the front of his neck.
So what I heard about
Back
this
and front.
one is that the
Well,
point
look at
on
the
his
thing.
neck.
Look at this.
Yeah,
This
there's
is
no
what he killed
blood,
himself
no
with.
nothing.
There's no blood on it. And do you think this would make the same mark
No, absolutely not. Not
as
even a little bit.
what this is?
No, that's like
That
a
is
wire or something.
Yeah, that's a wire. That's something that's thin and like
Almost metal,
hard.
hard and metal, yeah,
Metal.
that can cut through you.
I would assume that thing would probably leave a bruise if you're hanging yourself.
It's not
But
gonna
also up
lacerate.
here.
Not
And it's also, that's the big thing. So Maheen's
yeah,
pointing to the
that's
top
true.
of her chin. So if you drop your body down, this thing is going to ride up to the top of your throat. You're going to get choked from somewhere around underneath your chin.
Right.
Now,
like
if
a
I were
bit.
going to strangle somebody, and I'm sure if you guys are at home, grab your own neck, I would put it down closer to the
How tall is this
Adam's
man?
under the Adam's
He's
apple.
6 foot.
So if I was to try to attack somebody that's taller than me, and I like get behind them and pull
Yeah, it's
down,
gonna come
it's
down.
gonna come down.
It's going to come
Yeah.
down. Well, the guy who killed him was, who they think killed him was a monster. That's another part.
Was he very large?
Was he very big? He was an ex-cop,
gigantic.
gorilla monster,
Never mind.
like 280-pound monster that was an ex-drug dealer, ex-cop, like Italian dude. Yeah, they should have never
They
put him
put
in
him
there.
in the cell with the
They put him in
worst
the cell with
guy.
like the worst guy ever.
Like,
who
cartoonishly
in
worse.
10 seconds, probably with no compensation, would murder that fool. Just if they said,
to
yo,
do
he's,
it.
he's a kid fucker. All right, I'll take him
Oh, no
out.
problem. Yeah.
No problem, I'll take him out.
He was in jail for life too.
For life, yeah, he
Oh,
had
so
no
not-
way of getting
yeah,
out, and they
nothing
put a
was.
man who is not going to spend life in jail in the same cell with him, who just fucked kids. You don't put you put kid fuckers in
Oh, yeah.
isolation until they're sentenced, and then if you want them to die, you just send them to gen pop.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh.
Crazy.
Crazy,
Crazy the amount of
crazy. So I mean, with this evidence coming out, it's clear as day.
Oh,
He
one
didn't
more
kill
thing.
himself.
He supposedly hung himself from the bed.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
he was supposed to be leaning forward from the
No,
bed.
he didn't.
He's 6 foot tall. That thing is 4 foot high. Four,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
4 or 5?
I mean, Robin Williams supposedly killed himself on his door. So if you really want to go, you can strangle yourself. I know, like, people say sometimes that you can't kill yourself. You can.
That I'm taller than that. I am.
No, I know, I know. So, like, the common opinion is that, like, there's no way you could actually want to kill yourself. You could start the action, but you got to be hanging there with no way out, you know? Otherwise, you're going to probably try and pull
Fair.
yourself out of it. That's actually not true. I think Robin Williams put the
Several places. His neck has been broken in several
his
places.
jaw.
This is the last part. His jaw was broken. Not only that, but there was another bone broken that is conducive. It's the way that doctors and autopsy specialists tell if you've been strangled or murdered, if you've been hung or murdered.
Right.
And there's this bone that breaks from the front, and they say, like, I don't know what exactly. I'm not a scientist, but I know that if you hang yourself, it doesn't get caught because of just where it hits.
Right.
But if you're strangled from the sides and you have like pressure on all sides, this bone will snap.
It just said that what was that? So going over 1,000 hanging suicides in the New York City state prisons over the past 40 to 50 years, none had 3 fractures. This has 3 fractures.
Yeah, only strangulations have all 3 fractures.
Crazy.
Yeah, ever. So none has ever had it. He had it. I mean, all evidence points right to
So
this
you
guy
heard
was.
it here first. We
Epstein.
discovered it.
Yeah, Epstein didn't kill himself.
No, yeah.
That's a fact.
Look for the gloves in Hillary's
Nick
closet.
Pierre will vouch for that. Yeah, and Hillary Clinton did it. That I don't know yet.
All right.
We're gonna dig up.
All right, we're running out of time, so I definitely want to get to Beanie's Corner.
What? We're doing great.
No.
No, man.
No, we're running out of time.
But anyway, so Australia's on fire. I'm sure you heard.
Yes.
Look at
Right?
this smoke show.
So this is Kaylin, aka the Naked Philanthropist on Instagram.
My favorite type of philanthropist.
And so she already is an active sex worker in California. She sells.
Look at this fuckhead, Noga Bryan. You are stunning. She's a hooker, dude.
So yes, she sells pictures of herself, and again, she's a sex worker.
So does everyone on Tinder.
But what's admirable, I'm gonna say, about this woman is that she was reading, I guess she said she was reading about the Australia wildfires, and being from California, she was also displaced from her home and knows what it feels like to not have, your house. Yeah, it's crazy. It's the 800,000. So what she's done is on her Twitter, she posted that if you send me proof that you send at least $10 donation to help the Australia wildfires to one of these organizations,
She'll send you naked pics.
I'll send you a naked picture through Instagram's
And she's
DMs.
raised $800,000.
$800,000. What?
Wait. Well, you guys are very surprised. I am not surprised at all.
At men or
At men,
whatever?
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm
Or everyone.
I wouldn't say frequent, but I would say use. Dating apps sometimes. And I used to ask, I used to be so. Now I can read it, so I can see it. It's almost like you have to. Yeah, it's like you gotta Rain Man this fucking dating apps because you gotta be able to see through it. So if a girl posts her, dude, I got whatever. I get too different. That's a different story. But I got into a little trouble following this logic. But so if you can read into this, if they post their Snapchat right on their open page, anybody who not matched me, but anybody who saw me can do it. They're selling pictures on their Snapchat. It's called Snapchat Premium.
Yeah.
Snapchat Premium. If you're not sure what this is a place where anyone 6 or better. You could be a 5. I'm talking a 5, but with Instagram filters. Yeah,
right.
so you're not even a true 5. You're actually realistically a 3. You can actually
Damn.
sell pictures of your body for money to people, and they will pay it. And the only valid argument I've ever heard towards this is that you can go on, because somebody was like, dude, I can just go on Pornhub and jerk off. It's like, yeah, the girl's like, yeah, but that person you're jerking off to isn't sending you pictures back or asking you for pictures of your dick and shit, blah blah blah. So I guess it's an interactive masturbation is what people are doing with this. But dude, the prices? Dude, some girl hit me, this is recently, that's probably last week. As soon as I add her Snap, hey, what's up? Immediately the price list comes back. Premium membership, $80 a month.
What?
It consists of an 860 picture Dropbox and all new releases.
Gosh.
$80 a month.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of incels in the world.
A month. Yeah, well, you know what? This is how they really bait you. They say only members can have a chance at meetups. I've been doing sales a long time.
Yeah.
That's called qualify. That's
Yeah,
like using the word qualify.
qualify.
Only members qualify. So now you have
Fear
to
of
become a
loss.
member, and then you're
That's a
just
sense
like,
of
hey,
urgency.
you didn't qualify.
Yeah.
You're ugly, I'm not fucking you, you didn't qualify.
Yeah.
And so that's another huge racket they do. So I know all about the internet hookers, and listen, all the power to you ladies, because a lot of these girls are not having to touch a single cock, and they're making fucking $3,000 a week doing this shit, and it's ridiculous.
So what's crazy, and I'm looking for the tweet. So it's when I first saw it was 500,000. We checked it this morning. It was 700,000. Now it's 800,000.
Wait, so this extra 100, that's why you guys are so shocked.
Yeah,
because
because
100K just popped up
growing.
immediately.
So what? That's 80,000. I'm not good at math.
80,000 pictures.
80,000.
Well, I do want to break this
people.
down. I mean, all you had to have done is
No,
had
100%.
donated.
But 80,000 people at all, right?
She
Right.
said it for every $10.
Every
Right.
$10 you get a picture. Yeah. Oh yeah. So 80,000 people wanted to get a picture of this girl.
This girl. She tweeted out afterwards.
She could ask for $1 a year from her 80,000 fans, and she could live
Anytime.
for the rest of her life.
But this, so Instagram deactivated her account, the Naked Philanthropist, and she tweeted out, IG deactivated my account. My family disowned me. The guy won't text me back. but at least I'm doing good, right?
What?
At least we're doing
So
What
good.
do you think like
About
his whole
Australia.
family didn't know like how deep she was into being a hooker?
I have no idea. I literally I don't know, but
You know-
and I'm looking for.
Like let me
the
tell you though,
quote.
this
I wouldn't care if, I mean, obviously I would care if my girlfriend was a hooker, but if my girlfriend was generating $800,000 to
Selling
save
pictures
the
of herself?
fucking Australian wildlife,
shut up.
I
would
wouldn't
freak
care.
out. You would leave
Chris
in
would
10
lose his
seconds.
no
mind.
way.
Chris would lose his
Just
mind.
pictures?
Just pictures, yeah.
I don't care.
You'd be cool with it.
I'd be
Like
cool.
if your girl made her whole living, I mean, I'm talking same living you do, 100, 200 grand a year, but she sells naked pictures. Like, have you ever heard of Adam 22? He runs the No Jumper podcast. Well, he's dating Lena the Plug, and she sits in Snapchat all day. He says when he gets home, he fucking can't. He's tired as fuck, and she just rips his dick out because she's been masturbating on Snapchat for like 6 hours, and she doesn't bang anybody else. She only bangs him, but she masturbates and shows her tits and shit on Snapchat for premium for money all day long. That's what she does. That's her job, and then he goes to work. And then
Oh my God.
he owns a bike shop and a podcast and a bunch of different things. And Adam 22, he actually does porn to her because she won't fuck anybody else. Like, she's serious about that. So, but he's allowed to fuck anyone that she wants to fuck, like girl porn stars. So he's like always involved in these crazy threesomes. There's a threesome video online of him, Lena the Plug, and Riley Reid, and this fucking lucky prick had to bang them both in the bathroom, like fucking just because he's dating Lena.
Damn.
So like I get it. Like they have a little thing going on where it's like he gets something out of it and whatever. She shows her twat to some people and some incels on Snapchat. So I do get where you're coming from. I wouldn't be down for it. Chris would murder you.
And I wouldn't be down for it
For
either.
$2 million, you could make $5 million a year. And Chris isn't into money like that. He would.
No, he literally wouldn't care.
wouldn't
He
care.
could live in the woods. He'd be
Yeah,
happy.
he doesn't
Like
care.
he's
He's not into money like that.
I just want to leave it off by the last tweet by a woman named at Witchy Witch TV, because I don't want to steal this, because whatever. But she wrote, a woman raised $100K in a day for charity by sending nudes to people who had proof of donating to the Aussie wildfires, and all I gotta say is not all heroes wear clothes.
That's funny. That's funny. But I will tell you, it gets dangerous, and this is my last little segment because I don't know if she was lying. It may be her shtick. I don't know. But I had one time messaged this girl, and everything was pretty normal. But I think that she got the point that I was not looking to get married on Tinder because that's crazy talk.
Right.
And so once she figured that out, I ended up having her Snapchat. Her Snapchat was not a premium. You know if it's premium because the story's already set up with 50 million pictures of her shaking her ass in her underwear, and then like they put those pictures, like the sticker over the actual twat. So it's like buy the premium and you can remove the sticker. Yeah. So like right off the bat. So I don't even add them anymore. I just type the name in. And I'm like okay, then I delete it. Because I remember one time I had like 60 million subscription things like all day long just popping up fucking. And it's stupid. And they all advertise the next girl, so you'll click the mentions. And it's silly, crazy stuff. So I had to like clean my whole Snapchat out. My Snapchat is not for you guys. It's the Instagram, all my other social media is for normal people. My Snapchat is strictly for online hookers. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, what I want to say is this girl, actually, she was from a Muslim country. She's from Pakistan. And I don't know if she was Muslim. That's why I'm not gonna say she was Muslim because I didn't ask her. But she was Pakistani, and I mean, I just know you, but I know that this is not normally accepted in that culture, you know.
Right.
And she basically was like, "Hey, there's like a longboard I'm trying to get. Do you think you want to send me some money? It's like $80, and I'll send you some naked pictures of me." I'm like, "Do you do this all the time?" She's like, "No, honestly, I don't, but my friend does, and you seem nice, and it seems like you don't want to date, and like she's like, maybe you just want to buy my longboard." And I think I told her I might. I said, "But I don't really have time to like seriously look at the pictures, so let me get out of work, and then I'll text you back." And I just blocked her. But it's called ghosting. But just like that was a normal ass girl in college. She was like in her second year of college from a Pakistani family, which definitely did not teach you to be a hooker, and she's thinking it. So like it's so easy these days with all this social media and shit. It's a scary world to live in. I don't want to fucking go there. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'm scared to have kids, but it is what it is.
I'd rather have a son though. It's a better world for him. I thought it'd be a great time.
My kids are gonna be so cute though.
They're gonna be cute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should have them.
Anyway.
Spay and neuter people, just like the pit bulls.
Anyway.
Go adopt. There's plenty of kids, there's plenty of pit bulls.
Plenty of them.
You don't breed pit bulls, you don't breed people. There's enough of both of them.
Guys, if you like what you hear, if you're entertained, hit a subscribe, hit the like, share it.
Comment it.
Like and subscribe, comment. We
Give us
love some
feedback.
comments. Yeah, more comments, please.
feedback
Like,
for
yo,
sure. What's the email?
Nick, you're extra good looking.
Today in
Nick, you're an idiot.
millennia@gmail.com.
Today in millennia@gmail.com.
topics you want us to cover?
Oh yeah, really quick. I'm at the 10 kid THA, the number 10 KID. Alexio is Alexio ALEXIO 530, right?
0503.
0503. I'm so sorry. ALEXIO 0503. That's his birthday. If you want to send him a gift. And then Maheen, we all found out, is 70. That's spelled out SEVENTY XS7, and that is because of obviously a mutual favorite song of ours, 70 times 7, which I'm going to put on right after this is over, just because we forgot to listen to it last time. Maheen will run out of here, but I'll take a look at it. So thanks again for joining us, guys. That's all we got for you, and we hope you had fun. We'll be back next time with more World War III. Hopefully, I won't be drafted, or Alexia, we won't be drafted by then.
A solo
I'm
show.
32.
We'll be
I
all
don't
right.
think I
No, they can't get you. What about 27? They can get me, right?
I think you just over it.
That'd be good. I'll probably join though. If there really is
I'll
World War III, I'll
probably
join, dude. I'm primed up. I'll shoot
All
some
right,
fuckers.
solo show for me. That's cool.
That's it. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
That's who I'm gonna be. I'm counting hundreds with no money, cause it's all in my dreams. Cool world. Yeah. Top down, see way back. Riding all through the city with a bad one. Tell me why I gotta be like that. Cause you can't live your dream.